quality applicants vying for the same, and it's probably one of the probably a premier route going from the Crescent Hotel to the end of the Ozarks. That's a good route. I can see why Mr. Tharp would want it and be able to expand it, and I can see why Mr. Dotson has been trying to get it also, and Mr. Dotson's been trying to come into Eureka Springs for a long time. So, it's. I'm not sure. I think whichever way we go, we would still have a quality applicant for this franchise. So that's all.
Mr. Bramer?
I just think it's kind of unfair that since we're limited to 3 franchises to award somebody with 2 out of 3. I mean, 66% of the market is very unfair when, 1/3 is. I mean, it should be considered the fact that if you give 2/3 of everything to one person, then basically it's almost a monopoly of the market. And we have the opportunity to, spread it out, even the playing field, and that's kind of our obligation, is to treat people with fairness. So, what do you want? Okay, go ahead, Matthew.
Okay, everybody's had a chance to address this twice, so let's wrap it up. Ms. Schneider?
It's in our ordinances, whatever, that one person can't have 2 routes. You can't penalize one person in favor of another, which is what you're saying. We can't take the one new guy and penalize the old guy. We can't take the old guy and penalize the new guy, so your argument is moot. This is the same topic and discussion thing that they had during the taxi cab thing. Remember that one? Yeah. So we need to go on merit and what is best for the town, as opposed to going either way. Our rules say one person can have 2, so we can't deny in favor of being fair, because it doesn't work that way. Like I said, it's just like the taxi franchise. We need to go what's going to be best with the town. Who can represent us the best? That should be the only thing that we make a decision on, because they both are excellent.
Okay, anybody else? Mr. DeVito?
We've ventured into how people are running their business, and I really, that's a dangerous place for us to be in, micromanaging people's business and guessing as to how effective they're going to be or what the outcome is. Ada said that she's running 2 carriages on that route, so obviously there's not a demand for 4 or 5 carriages on that route. So, as Mr. Tharp has said, if it qualifies him pulling one of his carriages off his Main Street route, then he has the 2nd carriage that Ada's been running all along, so he will fulfill that need in that location. Any businessman that has too much business understands the next step in that process, and I'm sure Mr. Tharp is a good enough businessman that if he has too much business, he'll know what to do.
Mr. Bremer?
Ms. Seller brought up a point about the 3rd route. Is nobody actually applying for that, or is that still an existing
Where's that
franchise?
route at, Mary Jean? Milholland.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
It's held by Miss Judy
current and active?
Angel, something down on Main Street. She goes down on Main Street and goes up on Douglas and Steele and then goes up on Mill Hollow. But she has not run her carriage service. She has not operated it for quite a while, but she still holds the franchise.
She let that lapse.
That's not an issue.
Yeah.
It is open.
Well,
It's not available.
She has not notified us that she does not want to continue the
This is
franchise.
what we're dealing with.
Okay, let's
I'm
get
just
back to
saying.
the subject at hand.
okay.
All right.
Question.
No other discussion? Roll call vote, please, ma'am.
What are we, okay.
Voting on Mr. Tharp.
The motion on the table, would you read the motion, please?
The motion is to extend the franchise to Tom Tharp. Mr. DeVito made the motion. Ms. Zeller seconded. Mr. Brammer?
No.
Ms. Zeller?
Yes.
Mr. DeVito?
Yes.
Mr. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Schneider? Ms. Blankenship?
Yes.
Okay,
5-1,
motion
ma'am.
passes. All right, that moves us to number 3, which is a discussion of the resolution adopting the 2011 budget. I need a motion to discuss.
So, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Yvonne?
enthusiastic bunch tonight.
Copy, but I don't have it
Doing
back.
the cemetery commission tonight? No.
No.
I looked at my clock.
Want the number on it?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're not doing, yeah, we are. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Let's get it warm in here.
We've had our council meeting, and we've met with regards to our 2011 budget, and I have a resolution prepared for the council to consider. And this budget reflects a very conservative budget. Our sales tax collections, I went ahead and did a 3% decrease on sales tax just to be sure that, not knowing what the potential for next year will be, I thought that it would be best to have a very conservative budget on that situation so that we don't overspend. And so, any other questions?
Any questions? Eugene?
Well, I would like to make sure that everyone understands that passing this budget tonight simply makes it possible for the city to start paying bills on January the 1st, should there be any. The new council can certainly look at this budget, reconsider it, and amend it at any time. You are not locked in concrete with whatever action is taken tonight.
Just so that everybody does understand, when I first took office, we started the year with no budget. The budget had not been delivered to that council, which I believe you were sitting on at the time, by December the 1st, and as is required by state law. We had to scramble at the last minute to be able to get a budget together and didn't get it done until the very end of January, which left the city administration in a really hard spot with a green new council trying to put together the finances when they don't really understand what they're doing. What you're facing with your new council coming in is a brand new mayor, a brand new city clerk, and a brand new council except for 2 people. And to leave them with nothing to try and do it on their own is irresponsible of us. Now, what you do with this is totally up to you, but like she said, the new council can go in and address a budget at any time that they want to. They don't have to wait. Ms. Blankenship?
The law does say that the mayor is to give the council the budget by December 1st. The law also says the budget has to be approved by January 31st. Municipal League meeting that we just went to said as long as it's done by January 31st, you basically have a month leeway in there. We did only have one budget meeting, and the new council wasn't invited, and I found that very surprising. The second thing is the updates for this resolution were put in our box on Friday after 5 o'clock, assuring that we only had today to work on them. Number 3, the new council needs to know about this. This is their greatest responsibility that they have and their greatest power. And they need to understand it. They need to know it. We don't have November financials yet, so we don't even know if we're going to make the 2010 budget in income. I do not believe that we're going to. Our municipal fines were down by $27,000. Parking fines were down by $5,500. Parking lot revenue were down